hockey fans, and welcome to this week's look at the standings, week 22. And you may notice I've added a couple of things here. Games remaining. That one's interesting now, with only for less than 20 games left. And I kept a column, so there's now 10 weeks worth of standings to view. So let's get started. The Tampa Bay Lightning, they moved into first place. They've displaced the Florida Panthers on the strength of a 9-1-0-10 game and won 9 games in a row with 82 points. The Florida Panthers, 80 points, 17 games remaining. They dropped a spot, obviously. 4-4-2 in their last 10, lost their last 2. The Boston Bruins, 79 points. 16 games remaining, 6-1-3, lost their last game. Washington Capitals, 100 points, the only team in the 100s. 17 games remaining, 7-3-0, won their last game. New York Rangers, 82 points, 16 games remaining, no change there. 6-4-0, lost their last game. New York Islanders, 79 points, 19 games remaining. They have a lot of games left. They're going to be playing a lot of hockey. 7-2-1, won their last 3. Pittsburgh Penguins, first wild card, 76 points, 17 games remaining. 6-4-0, and they've won their last game. Detroit Red Wings, 75 points, 17 games remaining. Dropped a spot, 4-4-2 in their last 10, lost their last 2 games. Philadelphia Flyers, 71 points, 18 games remaining, 6-3-1, won their last game. Carolina Hurricanes, 69 points, 16 games remaining, went up 2 spots, 4-5-1 in their last 10, lost their last game. New Jersey Devils, 69 points, 15 games remaining, dropped a spot, 2-8-0, lost their last 2. The Ottawa Senators, 69 points, 15 games remaining, dropped a spot, 6-3-1 in their last 10, lost their last game. They're not helping their cause there. Montreal Canadiens, still struggling, 66 points, 16 games remaining, 3-5-2 in their last 10, lost their last 2. Columbus, they're not in the basement anymore. 16 games remaining, 62 points, 5-3-2, lost their last game. Buffalo Sabres, 62 points, 16 games remaining, 4-3-3, lost their last game. I almost said the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto Maple Leafs, 52 points, 18 games remaining, 1-8-1, lost their last 5. Their struggles are legendary. And now for the Western Conference. Now this is definitely strange here, and it's something that could have been predicted at the beginning of the season, but heck, I'm going to go through the entire schedule to figure it out. But if you look at Chicago, Dallas, St. Louis, they all have 15 games remaining, and then Anaheim, Los Angeles, San Jose, they all have 18 games remaining. It's one of those things that happens every once in a while. So let's start. Chicago Blackhawks, first place still, 87 points, 15 games remaining, 5-4-1, won their last game. Dallas Stars, 87 points, 3-5-2 in their last 10, won their last 2. St. Louis Blues, 85 points, 7-3-0, won their last 3. Anaheim Ducks, 82 points, 18 games remaining, went up a spot, 10-0-0, won their last 11. Wow. Los Angeles Kings, 80 points. You know, this is the streak the Senators have to go on, but Anaheim's much healthier than the Senators are right now. 80 points, 18 games remaining, 5-4-1. They dropped a spot, lost their last game. San Jose Sharks, 76 points, 18 games remaining, of course, 6-3-1, lost their last game. Nashville Predators, 78 points, no change, still in 7th. 16 games remaining, 7-3-0, won their last game. 72 points for the Minnesota Wild with 15 games remaining. They went up a spot. They're back in the playoffs. They've been in and out of the playoffs for the last 10 weeks. 6-4-0, lost their last game. Colorado Avalanche, 70 points, 15 games remaining, dropped a spot, 5-5-0, lost their last game. Vancouver Canucks, 62 points, 18 games remaining, 3-7-0, won their last game. See, they could contend. They do have 3 games in hand, and that's 6 points. That'll put them right 2 points behind Colorado and 4 points behind Minnesota, so they can still make it. Arizona Coyotes, 62 points, 17 games remaining, 3-7-0 in their last 10, won their last game. Winnipeg Jets, 59 points, 17 games remaining. They went up a spot, 2-6-2 in their last 10, lost their last game. Edmonton Oilers, 59 points, 14 games remaining. They played a lot of hockey. They have the least number of games left to play. They went up a spot. They're not in the basement anymore. 4-5-1, won their last game. Calgary Flames, 58 points, 17 games remaining, -2. They dropped right to the basement. 2-7-1, won their last game. That's it. See you next week.